Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Didi Ashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 9, Brahma's Prayers for Creative Energy, text number 12 onwards. So Brahmaji is further praying to the Lord. Nati prasidati tatopachitopachare raradhitah surgarana hriti baddha kame yat sarva bhut bhatde yasad labhyayake nana janeshva avhitah suhridid antaratma. My Lord, you are not very much satisfied by the worship of the demigods who arrange for your worship very pompously with various paraphernalia, but who are full of material hankerings. You are situated in everyone's heart as a supersoul just to show your causeless mercy, and you are the eternal well-wisher, but you are unavailable for the non-devotee. The demigods in the celestial heavenly planets who are appointed administrators of the material affairs are also devotees of the Lord. But at the same time, they have desires for material opulence and sense gratification. The Lord is so kind that He awards them all sorts of material happiness, more than they can desire, but He is not satisfied with them because they are not pure devotees. So they are not pure devotees in the sense, no, even pure devotees, Prabhupada once explained, there's a gradation of pure devotees. So demigods, because they have some desires for material opulence and sense gratification, they're not considered very pure. But still, on a very high level of devotion service, because the Lord Himself has appointed them at those positions. The Lord does not want any one of His innumerable sons, the living entities, to remain in the material world of threefold miseries, to perpetually suffer the material pangs of birth, death, old age, and disease. The devotees, the demigods in the heavenly planets, and many devotees on this planet also, want to remain in the material world as devotees of the Lord and take advantage of material happiness. They do so at a risk of falling down to the lower status of existence, and this makes the Lord dissatisfied with them. So the demigods in the heavenly planets and some devotees on this planet also, or not some, Prabhupada says many devotees, they want to remain in the material world and take advantage of material happiness. Because by serving the Lord, He easily gives material benedictions, material happiness. He can easily give material opulence. And mukti also. So material opulence doesn't only mean the money part. Anything that doesn't help us grow in the spiritual life, devotional service, doesn't put us on the platform of anya abhilashita shunyam. That's all material opulence. Whether it is money, whether it is beauty, whether it is knowledge, whether it is number of followers, whether it is high reputation, power, position, prestige, if it doesn't help us to the status of anya abhilashita shunya, then it is all considered material opulence. And material opulence, like Queen Kunti also prayed in her prayers, Itvam akinchan gocharam. Akinchan means materially impoverished. So you are easily attainable by one who's materially impoverished. Now, materially impoverished doesn't mean no money, no opulence. It only means one is not attached to the opulence he has, and one is not hankering for the opulence. Krishna's mercy, Krishna can give unlimited opulence. Prabhupada had everything. He didn't have anything when he was in India. He came to America. Krishna gave him everything. Talk about money, knowledge, followers, reputation, kind of power he had over all his disciples. They were ready to do anything, just as is at his forget about speaking, at only a glance, they were ready to do anything and everything for Prabhupada. But Prabhupada was, for his personal sake, he was not attached to any of that. He was only attached to all of this for the service of Krishna. So, material opulence doesn't mean physically having it. It's just having attachment for it. That is the real entanglement in the material world. Pure devotees are not desirous of any material enjoyment, nor are they averse to it. See, they're not desirous, or once they have it, they're not averse to it. They're not just attached to it. They completely dovetail their desires with the desires of the Lord and perform nothing on their personal account. Arjuna is a good example. On his own sentiment, due to family affection, Arjuna did not want to fight. But finally, after hearing Srimad Bhagavad Gita, he agreed to fight in the interests of the Lord. Therefore, the Lord is very much satisfied with pure devotees because they do not act for sense gratification, but only in terms of Lord's desire. So they do not act for sense gratification. No, sense gratification, like Pramod Monti Prabhu was saying yesterday. Now, when we are serving the Lord, we'll feel happy. That's natural position of the soul. So that doesn't mean we are serving the Lord because it will make me happy. In the beginning stages, even that is okay. See, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yat karoshi yad ashnasi yad juhoshi datashi. Whatever you do, whatever you give away, whatever you eat, do as an offering to me. So see that the key point here is, whatever you do, whatever you eat, give as an offering to me. Higher than that is patram pushpam phalam toyam yomi bhaktya prayachati. So I want to do something, I do it for Krishna. I want to eat something nice. There's nothing wrong with eating something nice. Who says we have to starve ourselves? I want to eat something nice and offer it to Krishna. That is okay. That is good. Very good. Better than not offering at all. But here the point is, I want to eat something better than that is, I want to cook for Jagannath. I want to cook for Krishna. Opulent Prashada. Even though I have diabetes or I am sick, I cannot eat it. I want to cook for Krishna. I want to cook for Krishna's devotees. I love to cook for Krishna. See the steps. So it's not like we can artificially jump to these steps. This progress, this development of consciousness, it will happen slowly, gradually. We don't have to prove the point to anybody. It's my relationship with Krishna. That's it. And he knows, he is sitting as Paramatma also inside me. So he knows what goes on in my heart. I cannot cheat him. But at the same time, I don't have to prove to anybody. I don't need anybody's validation. I don't need a certificate from anybody. How much advanced I am. That will not do any good to anybody. So let it develop gradually, organically, slowly. And even at the point of when we have developed so much of love for Krishna, it will so happen, just like Sanatan Goswami, when he got this deity of Madan Gopal, which he later named as Madan Mohanji, he used to carry that deity around his neck in a piece of cloth. And whenever he would go and take bath in Yamuna, he would hang that cloth on the branch of a tree. And Sanatan Goswami didn't even have a fixed residence. He would go around Braj and beg for roti, chapatis, and whatever the Brajvasis would give him. At first, he would offer to his Madan Gopal. And sometimes, if he didn't get any roti, he would get some atta and he would make a ball of atta, put it in fire, and offer it to Madan Gopal. And one day, Madan Gopal appeared to him. He said, "What is this, Sanatan Goswami? Baba, what are you feeding me? At least give me some salt with it. It's so dry, I cannot eat it." Sanatan Goswami said, "Today you're asking for salt, tomorrow you'll ask for ghee, then you'll ask for sabji, then you'll ask for rice and dal and this and that. Where am I going to go and arrange for all this? I'm not here to make all these arrangements. I'm here to write books. All the instructions of Mahaprabhu that he gave me, I'm here to follow those. If you want salt, you make your own arrangement." Then Madan Gopalji made the arrangement. But again, we are not at that level. So we cannot offer just a dry roti and dry chapati to Krishna. But the point is, Krishna was tasting the love of Sanatan Goswami for him. He was tasting the renunciation of Sanatan Goswami in those dry balls of atta. But we cannot imitate Sanatan Goswami. We cannot imitate Srila Prabhupada. We cannot imitate anybody. All we have to do is slowly, gradually make progress. That's all. Arjuna did not want to fight, but finally, after hearing Srimad Bhagavad Gita, he agreed to fight in the interests of the Lord. Therefore, the Lord is very much satisfied with pure devotees because they do not act for sense gratification, but only in terms of the Lord's desire. As Paramatma or Supersoul, he is situated in everyone's heart, always giving everyone the chance for good counsel. Thus, everyone should take the opportunity and render transcendental loving service to him, wholly and solely. So that's all we have to do. Just render loving service. The non-devotees, however, are neither like the demigods nor like the pure devotees, but are averse to the transcendental relationship with the Lord. They have revolted against the Lord and must perpetually undergo the reactions of their own activities. So the non-devotees, they have no relationship. They have completely they have revolted against the Lord. And then they have to go through their own karmic cycle. And the Lord is not very much pleased with them. Bhagavad Gita states, Ye yatha mam prapadente. Although the Lord is equally kind to every living being, the living beings, for their own part, are able to please the Lord to either a greater or lesser extent. The demigods are called sakam devotees, or devotees with material desires in mind, while the pure devotees are called nishkam devotees, because they have no desires for their personal interests. The sakam devotees are self-interested because they do not think of others, and therefore they are not able to satisfy the Lord perfectly. Whereas the pure devotees take the missionary responsibility of turning non-devotees into devotees, and they are therefore able to satisfy the Lord more than the demigods. So, whether we are Sakam, whether we have come to the level of Nishkam, whether we have few desires, but at the same time desire to serve the Lord, wherever we are, just serve. Idea is just to serve. Continue serving, and slowly, slowly, we will make the progress. The Lord is unmindful of the non-devotees, although He is sitting with everyone's heart as well-wisher and super soul. However, He also gives them the chance to receive His mercy through His pure devotees who are engaged in missionary activities. So He's unmindful, means He's neutral with the non-devotees. Whatever they do, they get their reactions. Sometimes the Lord Himself descends for missionary activities, as He did in the form of Lord Chaitanya, but mostly He sends His bona fide representatives. And thus He shows His causeless mercy towards the non-devotees. The Lord is so satisfied with His pure devotees that He wants to give them the credit for missionary success, although He could do the work personally. This is a sign of His satisfaction with His pure Nishkam devotees compared to the Sakam devotees. By such transcendental activities, the Lord simultaneously becomes free from the charge of partiality and exhibits His pleasure with the devotees. So, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also that I am neutral. Samoham sarva bhuteshu na me dveshyosti na priya. So I'm neutral. I'm equal to everybody. Na me dveshyosti. I don't envy anybody. And na me priya. There's nobody who's dear to me. But next line he says, but ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya. But those who serve me with love and devotion. Mai titeshu chapiyam. I'm in them and they are in me. So the devotees are in completely different category. Everybody else in separate category. And that Prabhupada explains that is natural. Just like if a person has sons and if he has some employees, he'll definitely be more inclined, more loving towards his sons, especially the sons who are favorable to the father. So there's nothing wrong with that. And like previously we read how Krishna is controlled by his devotees. He's controlled. He's not just be favorable to them. He's controlled, completely controlled by his devotees. By such transcendental activities, the Lord simultaneously becomes free from the charge of partiality. Now a question arises. If the Lord is sitting in the hearts of non-devotees, why are they not moved to become devotees? It may be answered that the stubborn non-devotees are like the barren land or alkaline field where no agricultural activities can be successful. As part and parcel of the Lord, every individual living entity has a minute quantity of independence. And by the misuse of this minute independence, the non-devotees commit offense after offense to both the Lord and his pure devotees engaged in missionary work. As a result of such acts, they become as barren as an alkaline field, where there is no strength to produce. So Prabhupada gives example of a barren land or alkaline field. There nothing grows over there. So their heart, the heart of non-devotees, although super soul is sitting there, but it becomes like a barren land. And the bhakti lata of Krishna prema cannot grow over there because they have committed many, many offenses. So just imagine, like Mahaprabhu Chaitanya Charitamrita says, that Brahmand Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Beach. That's very fortunate soul after going through the whole Brahmand in many millions and millions of lifetimes through all the species of life. A jiva is very fortunate who gets a chance to perform bhakti by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. So how fortunate we are that by mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we've been somehow been engaged in the service of Krishna. How fortunate. Because there are so many people. You go outside, you can see in India, America, everywhere. 99% of the population is averse to devotional service. They don't even want to know about Krishna. So this is the time we live in. So how fortunate we are that we somehow got the mercy of Prabhupada. So we should continue with that mode, that it's all His mercy. But at the same time, we have to preach to others, give the message out to others so they can also receive the mercy of Prabhupada and Krishna. Text 13. Punsa mato vivid karma bhir dhvaradha danen cha grut tapsa paricharya cha आराधनम भगवतस्त सत्क्रियार्थो धर्म अर्पितः करहिचिद म्रियते न यत्र. But the pious activities of the people, such as performance of Vedic rituals, charity, austere penances, and transcendental service, performed with the view to worship you and satisfy you by offering you the fruitive results, are also beneficial. Such acts of religion never go in vain. So all these activities, Krishna also explained how charity is done, that in three modes of nature, austere penances in three modes of nature. He explained everything in Bhagavad Gita. So if we do those activities, but and satisfy you by offering the fruitive results, that is still better. Absolute devotional service conducted in 9 different spiritual activities, hearing, chanting, remembering, etc., does not always appeal to people with a pompous nature. They are more attracted by the Vedic superficial rituals and other costly performances of social religious shows. But the process, according to the Vedic injunctions, is that the fruits of all pious activities should be offered to the Supreme Lord. So fruits of all pious activities. Krishna says, Bhoktaram Yagyatapsam Sarvalok Maheshwaram. I need to be offered all. I am the controller, proprietor, and enjoyer of everything. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord demands that whatever one may do in one's daily activities, such as worship, sacrifice, offering charity, all the results should be offered to Him only. This offering of the results of pious acts unto the Supreme Lord is a sign of devotional service to the Lord and is of permanent value, whereas enjoying the same results for oneself is only temporary. Anything done on the account of the Lord is a permanent asset and accumulates in the form of unseen piety for gradual promotion to the unalloyed devotional service of the Lord. So this is what Prabhupada is writing. Same thing I said. It's just unseen piety. So slowly, it will take us to the pure, unalloyed devotional service. These undetected pious activities will one day result in full-fledged devotional service by the grace of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, any pious act done on account of the Supreme Lord is also recommended here for those who are not pure devotees. So that is why, just like chanting. Now, chanting is a devotional service. Chanting, can be pure devotional service if we chant attentively, properly, without any material desire in our hearts. But same chanting can be done as a fruitive activity. We can chant, and at the same time we can be thinking of, or we can be asking for material opulence from the Lord. So what mood we chant in, it depends whether we are doing pure or mixed devotion service. So, but Prabhupada saying, keep on doing the mixed, even if you're doing mixed, or even if you're doing it as a pious activity, keep on doing it slowly, slowly, slowly. It will take one to the level of pure devotion service. So that's all we have to do. So from tomorrow, Bhishma Panchak is starting, and as I mentioned, that let's take a break from the classes and let's chant more rounds. This time, Krishna's mercy, Bhishma Panchak is for 6 days because of Tithi overlap. So 6 days, we will continue with the chanting, and I'll send a message when we'll resume the classes. So thank you all very much. Any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisance.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, again for the wonderful class.
Thank you.
I had a question. When you discussed about the barren land and about the super soul Lord, resides in everyone's heart, devotees and non-devotees. So what was the example given about the barren land? Can you please again, explain about
That
it?
Prabhupada gave that example that for in the heart of non-devotees is like a barren land. Nothing grows over there. Means barren land means nothing grows. So here the bhakti lata of Krishna Prem does not grow in a barren land because the heart is not fertile for cultivation of bhakti. So they just have to make it fertile.
Okay. So the unless the devotee will not practice sadhana or bhakti, so one cannot enhance or progress their bhakti path in their life. Lord cannot help anybody. One has to put an effort. That is what it means to say.
It's not that Lord cannot help. Lord does not help.
Okay.
And he leaves it up to the devotees to help those kind of people.
Okay, so at least, because since Lord resides in everyone's heart, Lord's at least, do not abandon them completely. Time to time, He helps through medium.
He gives a guidance from inside, and from without, he lets devotees help this person. But ultimately, it's a person's desire whether he wants the help or not, whether he wants to take up the association of devotees or not. Okay. Devotees are still very, very merciful. They try to engage. Even a person who's not at all inclined, okay, they engage him. Okay, give some donation for the festival. Give some donation for the Lord's temple. Or somehow or other, they try to engage.
Okay,
and what happens when this person gets engaged, whichever way, so he creates this agyat sukriti. The bank balance of agyat sukriti starts growing. Agyat means unknown. So unknowingly, he has committed some wonderful pious activity towards devotee. But the Lord takes notice of that. Okay. That he did this for my devotee. So when the bank balance of this agyat sukriti increases and comes to a point that then the Lord makes arrangement for him to take association of devotees. So far he was just doing some agyat sukriti, then slowly he might come to the point of taking association.
Okay.
Even then, he has an independence. He has an option whether to do it or not. So once he starts associating and he gets into right association, right company, then he can start progressing.
Mm-hmm. So the second question is like when you talk about Sakam Bhakti and Nishkam Bhakti, so the Sakam Bhakti is the same as like Kama Mishra Bhakti.
Yeah.
So it is okay initially, even to, I mean, if suppose someone is really looking for some material benefit and all, and if you request, because I am into such a profession, I mean, get to meet a different mindsets every now and then. And if I immediately tell them to come on to that selfless bhakti, they can't really connect. I mean, so they say that I have this desire and that desire. So that means Sakam Bhakti. So um, it is okay to tell them to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra to get that, I mean, desire in their life. And then afterwards, slowly and gradually, if one will enhance their bhakti towards Nishkam Bhakti, so that there is no problem. That's what Prabhupada said. That's what Prabhupada said.
Yeah, but but okay. In Bhagavad Gita, there was a shloka, na? Artho jigyasur artharthi jnani chaturvida bhajante mam jana sukritano arjuna. So four kinds
Yes.
of people come to me, and
Mm-hmm.
they all considered pious. Jana sukritino Arjuna. What kind? Artho jigyasur artharthi jnani. Artho means one who come out of distress. Artho jigyasur, inquisitiveness. Artharthi. Artharthi means looking for some material benefits.
Right.
And you know the example of a person who was looking for material benefit in Srimad Bhagavatam. Wonderful devotee. Dhruv
Right.
Maharaj.
Yes.
Dhruv
Yes.
Maharaj. And Artho was Gajendra.
Hmm.
Jigyasur was Parikshit Maharaj. And Gyani were the four Kumaras.
Hmm.
And they all got benefited. They all became pure devotees later on.
Okay.
So please, we are not at the level of pure devotional service, first of all. So
Mm-hmm. Right.
don't discriminate that. Oh, they are Sakam devotee. We all are Sakam devotees.
True. True. That is true.
So, so all we have to do is somehow engage them in chanting. Whether they have desires, or just tell them chant. Krishna will help you in fulfilling those desires. What's the problem?
Yeah. Right. And the third question is, uh, can karma yoga alone can give a lead you to the higher path? I mean, to the Krishna Loka directly, because Arjuna, Lord Krishna has advised Arjuna to do his own duties. So, I mean, just by doing that, he got the real kind of, I think, knowledge. So, if someone is not at all really into this, I mean, bhakti path in the sense the person believes in the God, but he really believes in doing karma selflessly. Karma in the sense uh, doing work for the nature, environment, helping people, to everyone, taking the Lord's, I mean, keeping the Lord's name in his heart. But he is not really keen for doing DT services, cleaning DT, but he again equally offer everything in front of the God, whatever he does, any kind of action. So what can we, I mean, consider in such case? Is that called karma yoga or bhakti yoga?
First of all, I don't know where you're not reading Prabhupada's books. Looks like. Okay, I'm sorry to say. Don't tell me that doing washing the pots is only devotion service.
Okay.
Please. Arjun was fighting, he was shooting arrows, he was killing people. That was devotional service.
Yes, right.
Arjun wasn't doing karma yoga. Sorry to say, no, he was doing pure devotional service. Karma yoga chapter was 5th chapter. Krishna gave him further instructions later on. First, and again, karma yoga. When the term yoga comes, yoga means linking with the Supreme. So any activity does not link us with the Supreme. So it's not karma yoga, first of all.
Okay.
It's a good karma. Good karmas are good. I mean, Prabhupada himself, or Krishna said in 12th chapter, if you cannot do this, do this. If you cannot do that, do that. At least do this. At least do this. So there's lots of varieties Krishna has given him. Not everybody, Ashmi, trust me, 99% of people will not come to the level of pure devotional service. Even the devotees who have joined for 20 years, 30 years, 20 lifetimes, they will not come to the level of pure devotional service.
Yeah.
It'll take a long time. So engage them somehow, somewhere, whichever way. That's all.
Yeah, because
Don't differentiate. He's not doing devotional service. Everything is devotion. Just engage somehow, some way.
yeah, because if I tell I have been surrounded with so different association, they are equally very good. They are doing also very good services and all.
That's
But
good.
just that they don't, just that they say that only by chanting only we can really get the highest part or what. If we keep the, I mean, Lord's name in our heart and we are already doing all the services and all, we are happy like that. It is so sometimes I find it so tough to even make them understand the things. They are so much rigid in their own point of view. So that's
It's
why I thought,
okay. It's okay. It's
yeah.
very much okay. Let them take their time.
Yeah, according to them, this is again, this is what has been actually told to me, that we are also doing the service for the God only. If we will not take care of these people, who will take care? If everyone will start worshipping deity every day and night, then who will take care of those people who are really in a need?
Well, no. Well, let them think that way and let them do some service. No problem. Of
Yeah.
course, it's only Krishna who takes care of everybody, not just I'm going to take care of anything. But let them do whatever they're doing. Let's not disturb them.
Mhm.
In
Okay,
fact, you
Prabhu.
encourage them. You set an example, you encourage them. See, right now they're resisting. But you just tell them, okay, do this wonderful service. But instead of giving food, give them prasadam. No? Give these people prasadam.
Right.
That's all. Just say, don't change anything.
No, definitely. I mean, of course, just one adding point of, I mean, I don't do different kind of meditation. I say that meditation, the best meditation is mantra meditations, maha mantra. So that is what actually I give. So no one is really interested for that actually. What I have observed, they are really into different form of meditation. But if you talk about that this is the best meditation you can practice, then they will give a lot of reasons and all.
So there is one more thing to notice in this case, in all these cases. If somehow I am not being able to convince others about devotion service, then something is lacking in me.
Right, that I always actually introspect
So
and
let me come to the level of some more advancement. And meanwhile, you somehow or other see that's why Krishna Bhakta Bada Chatur is very expert. So somehow or other you have to engage them. Okay, you want to do meditation? Do meditation. Give them a picture of Krishna. You meditate on
definitely
picture of Krishna.
this is I find to be difficult initially, but however, somehow after spending some time with them after a month or two, they definitely listen. But initially, they will
It's
put
okay.
so many arguments. lot of questions.
Arey, beta, you don't know how much arguments I put in when I joined. When I came first. I have given all kinds of arguments, so I know all kinds of arguments. But still, I get to hear more because you you meet so many people. So don't worry about all this. Somehow or other, be friendly. First of all, be friendly. Be very nice.
Right.
That's all. Don't put your foot down. No, my way or highway. Never ever do that.
No, I never do that
Be
actually.
friendly.
My intention is always to make relationship.
Yeah, first the relationship. Krishna will come later. No problem.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you very much for the
Okay.
clarification.
Okay, you're welcome. You all have a wonderful Bhishma Panchak, and we'll see you soon. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri
Krishna.
Prabhupada.
You too,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.